Hey, 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 hey. How you doing? Hello everyone. What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome back to another Zero Live thingamajiggy. Welcome, welcome. Smoke. Tadas. Zanombi. Ahmed. ازيك يا Ahmed. Kevin. Inatux. Hey y'all. How you doing? I'm just gonna wait for a few minutes so everyone can trickle in. Uh, so, what you been up to for the past week? What y'all been up to? I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I'm gonna be showing off a few things on this live stream and explain why I did what I did, and we're gonna nerd out, asking you questions, you asking me questions, and just friends hanging out. Those streams are just a hangout for me to let off some, relax, basically, not let off some steam, but relax, chill out, because I've been working hard for the past few days. 48 hours, no sleep. And I'll explain why in a bit. But just give me a second so I can announce the live stream on Discord. Not my Discord, somebody else's Discord, but you get the idea. Let me see. Publish. Confirm and done. Announced. Tried XeroLinux demo and I liked it. All right. Yeah, that's what the demos were for. And I need to start the stream by apologizing for the way I sounded in the video. The video sounded like I was like doing it in spite, like out of spite, basically. And that's not what I meant. I just wanted to introduce the demos. I'm happy to introduce the demos to y'all so you can test out the distro and what it is before diving in and donating to get the full copy. But I went on a rant at the end about people in the comments and whatever. I need to apologize for that. It's just all that didn't need to be said on that specific video. I should have created a separate video for that, but I do apologize. I don't know what came over me when I was recording this video, but it was right before lunch. My dad was calling me for lunch, and I had him in the background yelling and screaming, "Come to lunch! Lunch is ready!" And and I was in a hurry to record the video, and I had all this on my brain, and I needed to let out before I went to lunch. So it came out the wrong way. So please accept my apologies for that. All I meant to do in that video was introduce the existence of the XeroLinux demos. I've recently repented from BTRFS shilling. ext4 is way to go. I give up. ext4 or XFS, Ahmed? XFS is my favorite file system. Next time now I am currently on ext4 because I hadn't used it in a long time, so I wanted to know where it got. But next time I have to do a fresh install, I will go XFS because I got introduced to Unix, the whole Unix ecosystem on my dad's Silicon Graphics, and they are the creators of XFS. So I want to go back to something I know very well. Yeah, it's coming. It's coming in. Yeah, right. Smoke. In kernel 6.16, whenever that lands on Arch. But apparently, kernel 6.16 currently has a few bugs and issues they need to iron out, so maybe they won't release it. They will release 6.16.1 on Arch. I prefer BTRFS with snapshot support. Yeah, Inatux, BTRFS is amazing for the snapshot thing, but I don't get it. Excuse me if I have it backwards, but As it is, they don't allow you, as far as I know, they don't allow you to create snapshots on a separate drive. So by creating snapshots on the same drive that might fail is kind of pointless, to me at least. It's pointless because if the drive fails that contains your snapshots, how will you get your snapshots then? I don't know. Maybe my information is outdated. I don't know. So with Timeshift, I can create a backup on any drive I want. I can create the same backup on multiple drives. Whereas BTRFS, snapshotting, it's good in a pinch. Don't get me wrong. It's very good in a pinch. But it's not great in the catastrophic area where you lose an NVMe like I did recently with my home lab. Yeah, what you are doing, Smoke, is a better idea. I agree with your idea, your way of doing things. If I had an NAS that was constantly on, at least, but our electricity doesn't allow it to be on constantly, so I would have done the same thing. BTRFS is basically an undercooked ZFS. I've never used ZFS. I don't know how ZFS works, but if you say so, I'll take your word for it. I only use BTRF snapshots as a backup in time, and I do my file back different. Okay. If you have a different fallback, then yeah, okay. But I will never use BTRFS. I'm an XFS or ext4 user. Back in time. Okay. Nothing wrong with that, but not for me. Not my cup of tea. I like things simple. Let me tell you a story. What happened to me yesterday or before yesterday? The day before that, I updated my Proxmox on my home lab. Everything went well. I was using kernel 6.14 on Proxmox. Everything was good. My home lab was functioning. I wake up the next morning. My NVMe drive went into self read-only mode, firmware read-only mode, from which there is absolutely no recovery. I asked the internet, I asked AI. There's absolutely no recovering from that. So for whatever reason, it was a cheap NV2, Kingston NV2 NVMe. When I found an article saying, yeah, those drives were known to catastrophically fail and go into firmware read-only mode randomly. Sometimes they last 7 months, sometimes 7 years, sometimes 2 years. It's random. So I was one of the unlucky ones who had his fail at the 7 months mark. So my home lab, completely non-functional. But thanks to a tool integrated in Linux, I can't say the same about Windows. Oh man, if you were on Windows, good luck. But since I was on XeroLinux, there's an embedded tool called DD Rescue. What DD Rescue does, from what I've learned recently, because I didn't know of its existence until recently and until this happened, was the fact that what DD Rescue does, it images the drive, bypassing bad sectors and CRC errors. Now, would the resulting image be functional? I won't know. I just ordered a new NVMe, and I will try restoring it to that new NVMe, and we'll see if it's going to be bootable or not. But until then, my home lab is non-functional. It is out of commission. Zeno. Okay. Hey, Zeno. Welcome to the live stream. Okay, what are the odds of a blackout midstream? Not this time. This time around, the power will be off. We're currently running on generator. The power is not going to go out until midnight. So I got time. It's currently 9:40 p.m. So we won't have a power outage. 50-50. This time around, we're not going to get power, government power until midnight, so there won't be an outage in between. Okay, roll back from before, and I don't want it anymore. So anyway, guys, this is what happened recently to me. I lost my home lab. Basically, I didn't completely lose it because I was able to image the drive. I'm still waiting on my NVMe to arrive. It's a $100 MSI something or other NVMe because it's got 1 gigabyte of DRAM. I was going to get the WD Black, but it went out of stock. Then I switched to a Samsung 980, but a simple 980. And that simple 980, it was cheap for a reason. Well, not really cheap, $94, but it was cheaper. And it didn't have, it had only 1-star reviews, and it didn't have any DRAM. So I decided to plunge for $100 to grab the MSI one, which has 1 gigabyte of DRAM. That'd be awesome, yes. But I'm hoping the resulting image is not corrupt itself. I had to delete a lot of stuff I needed just to make room for that 1 terabyte image, because what DD Rescue does, it creates an image of the entire drive. It doesn't matter what it has. So yeah, it's got. I'm going to restore it and hoping for the best. No power, so no fans or AC. Yeah, well, right now I have a fan right next to me. I don't know if you can hear it, but it's right next to me because we can't turn on the AC on the generator unless I want the generator bill to be $300. So yeah. Hey, Sensei! I missed you. Oh, there you are. Hey, Sensei, welcome to my stream. Thank you for showing up. Sensei is a good pal from the Air Max streams. Yeah. Yeah, I'll have to check out Macrium, but I don't have any space anywhere to back up a 1 terabyte image. So the only space I have is on the drive where I backed up right now, but that drive will be used for something else, so I won't have room anywhere. People keep telling me, create a backup, a 3-2-1 backup. Okay, so backup on a separate drive. Number one, I don't have any space anywhere. Backup online. Yeah, good luck uploading 1 terabyte of worth of data or multiple terabytes of data on a 0.5 megabits connection. That might take a century or two. And have a local backup somewhere, and 2 dual local backups. Again, no space. So I cannot do the 3-2-1 backup. None of it. So unless a miracle happens and we get gigabit internet, symmetrical internet, unlimited, of course, truly unlimited, that is an impossibility. Zeno, speaking of that hub error, I'm still having it on NixOS because I just updated NixOS to last night because unlimited internet, and the update was 17 gigabytes for whatever reason. But I got kernel 6.16. The hub error still shows. Only on NixOS. It doesn't show on Arch. But yeah, it fixed it on Arch. 6.15.8-2 did fix it on Arch, but it didn't. 6.16 did not fix it on NixOS. So I don't know what the heck is going on over there, but yeah. Yep. So, and another thing. Oh, I hit the mic. I hit the mic. What did the mic do to me, huh? Mikey. Sorry, Mikey. Yeah, I treat my stuff very carefully because I don't want to lose anything. I cannot afford to get replacements, you know? Treat your shit good, it will treat you good back. It will treat you good back. Whatever, you get what I mean. So, what I wanted to talk about today is I blame And I'm going to say it publicly, announce it publicly. You got to thank Xeno for this. Xeno, thank you for being the crazy person that you are. You are a wonderful person. Crazy but wonderful. Xeno recently implanted in my brain something called, you did something good. Come on, you don't even accept with the good that you did? Anyway, Xeno recently implanted in my brain something called download counter. Since I created the Xero demos for GNOME and KDE, he was like, why don't you have a download counter? I was like, I tried. I couldn't find, I wanted something ready-made to use. I couldn't find free or paid solutions. All the free ones were outdated by 10 years, and all the paid ones were full-on file managers, upload, download, whatever. I didn't want that. So as soon as I woke up yesterday, I couldn't get the idea out of my head. Thank you, Xeno. I couldn't get the idea out of my head. I was like, oh, come on. I need a download counter. Now I need to do it. I need to do it. I'm not gonna let the day end without me doing it, adding it. So I started working on it. So I was like, might as well create one from scratch since I can't find any. Now, I didn't write it myself. God forbid. No, I'm not a coder. I'm not a web dev. I'm none of that. So I did what I do best. I vibe coded it. Yep. I vibe coded it. I know some people are going to hate me in the comments, but if you're going to hate just for the sake of hating, your comment will be deleted. So I'm not going to bother replying to it. Nobody will. I'll just delete your comment if it's just for the sake of hating. But if your hate is constructive, and it's a perspective, I won't delete it. So be respectful in the comments. I humbly request that. But anyway, you have the right to share your opinion on vibe coding, but I vibe coded it. So not only did I add a download counter, but another thing, you know, when you start work on something and you get more ideas coming after it, like more and more ideas come through, more and more and more and more, and you cannot keep up with these ideas, and you're like overwhelmed with these ideas, but you feel like you gotta get them out. You gotta get them out. You gotta do it. You're not gonna get off the chair until you do it. Well, let me tell you, I didn't get off that chair for 18 hours. For 18 freaking hours, I was sitting on that chair until I was done. I only took a break to have lunch, but the rest of the time, I was here planted on that chair until I got it done. So, yeah, there is that. So you want to see what I created? All right. There you go. This is for the free edition. When you go to the main website and you click the preview ISOs, you'll be taken to this website. You'll be taken to this page. Yeah, I updated the background image thanks to Initux. Initux pointed out something wrong with the image I had. It was a little bit too bright in some areas for some people. And that image has the message that I keep repeating. Free as in freedom. GNU/Linux, free as in freedom. That is the message that I keep repeating over and over and over again. So that image is perfect. But anyway, I created this image, this website. So when you, for the demos, you select which one you want, like KDE Plasma, and you'll be taken to the page. And as you can see, it has a download counter. Finally, thanks to Zeno for the idea. As for the design, vibe coded slowly with ChatGPT Claude 4.0. So as you can see, there's no way to go up a directory. It just has the wallpaper, the header with my socials, a footer. It's a very basic page with just the files up front. Sometimes simplicity is the best solution. Don't you agree? Sometimes the simple things are the best things. So it's clear, it's there. You click download on the file you want to download. As soon as you click download, even though even if you cancel the download, it's still gonna count. Why? Because the way I have it built, the only way I could get it to build, I could figure out with AI was click button, add +1 to the backend. Yeah, thank you, Initux. 100%. Simplicity sometimes is the best solution. So as soon as you click, it will add a +1, and even though if you cancel the download, it doesn't matter. It will still count. There's to me, it's illogical. How can the browser know if you completed a website? How can a website know if you completed the download or canceled the download? All it knows is, all it can do is add +1 as soon as you click the button. So there's no way of connecting the browser to the website as far as I know. Hi, Tadas. Welcome to the stream. Don't forget, guys, if you want to know how to support the project financially, just type !donate. It will let you know how you can support the project financially. And super chats, if you want to send super chats, you're free to do so. Although it's better to donate directly to my various methods of donations, because Google has issues sending the funds to my bank. I'd rather and plus I'd rather avoid the 30%, the YouTube 30%. So if you want me to receive most of the money, it's better done via !donate. That's the only time I'm going to mention this. It's not mandatory, but it would be very helpful if you did. It will allow the project to continue for a much longer time. With that being said, this is the free one. So you just select what you want, GNOME spin, enter. Well, not a lot of people are interested in the GNOME edition because the GNOME edition is non-themable, if I could say that. Because earlier I was talking to Initux on Discord, and theming introduces a lot of instability on GNOME. That is true, because more and more they're adding limitations on libadwaita. So whatever theme you try to use that uses a workaround to patch libadwaita so you can theme the GNOME shell, all you are doing is introducing more points of failure. So if you're okay with that and you're okay with your GNOME shell randomly crashing, then go right ahead. So the reason not a lot of people are interested in the GNOME edition is because they cannot make it look good in screenshots for Unix porn. Well, it is what it is. It's not for everyone. It's for people who I only created the GNOME edition for people who don't like to mess around with their system. They like to use it as is and be on their merry way. But for people who like to customize and make their desktop look good in screenshots, then KDE is the one for you. That's why we got 30 downloads on the KDE edition versus 4 on GNOME. Well, Smoke, just wait and just wait. Keep adding themes, keep patching, keep modifying the GNOME shell, and you'll come to me crying. I promise you that. But it is what it is. So that's the demo page. Now I need to show you the actual page for the full editions. Yes, you do, GNOME. Smoke. Yes, you do. You don't patch anything. By running the install script for a Vinci Luce theme with the -L, what does -L do, Smoke? The -L patches libadwaita to accept the theme. It patches libadwaita. By using -L, you're introducing more points of failure. Now, in your case, it didn't fail yet. Just wait. Yeah, the plasmoids are for KDE. Careful. Those are widgets on GNOME. Or extensions, sorry, on GNOME. Anyway, by using the -L introduces more points of failure. If it didn't fail now, just wait, give it time, it will fail. In due time. Next GNOME update, trust me, it will fail. It will cause you a lot of headaches. And you'll see. Yes, you do use libadwaita. If you use GNOME, you use libadwaita. GNOME uses libadwaita. Basically, the whole dark and light on GNOME is libadwaita. The whole backend of GNOME, GUI of GNOME, is libadwaita. It's no longer GTK. It's libadwaita. You don't use libadwaita. Smoke? Well, you didn't know. Nobody really knows. Nobody is knowledgeable, a tech-savvy person or anything. I'm not blaming you. I'm not putting the blame on you. I'm just teaching you that GNOME uses libadwaita. That's the backend. So you cannot say you don't use libadwaita. Smoke. You cannot use GNOME without libadwaita. It's like saying I'm using a car without an engine. I'm driving my car without an engine. Okay, cool. So you're pedaling your way in your car, like Flintstone style. Smoke, I'm not going to comment on this. I said the truth of what GNOME is. If you don't want to agree with it, don't agree with it. It's your prerogative. Well, whatever. It's what you think. If you don't want to agree that GNOME uses libadwaita, okay, don't agree with it. You're free not to. But it's like saying I'm driving a car without an engine. Anyway, that's beside the point. So this is the other page. This is the page where you'll be able to grab your full unlocked ISOs. So you have to put a code. Prerogative. Thank you, Zeno. Prerogative. But anyway, this is where you have to input the code. So this code is generated via script. I'm not going to show you the script because I don't want anyone to copy it. But how the code is generated is as soon as you donate on Ko-Fi, I grab your email, I put it in the script. So basically, I select which edition you donated for, be it GNOME or KDE. I keep saying GNOME first and then KDE. It's KDE or GNOME because KDE is the flagship. So whichever version you donated for, I select KDE Plasma. It will prompt me, the script will prompt me to input an email, your email, the one you used to donate with. And then that script will generate a code, will spit out a code according to the version and your email. So if you donated for KDE, it's going to generate KDE. If I selected KDE, so from the prompt, I select KDE, and then I input your email, it's going to spit out a code starting with KDE dash and a string of numbers. And that code is attached to your email. So if you want to share it, you better feel okay by sharing your email. If you're okay sharing your email with a random person out there, then go right ahead. Share your email and your code. So it's attached to your email and the edition you donated for. If you donated for both, so you purchased both, I will generate one for both. So KDE dash a string of numbers and GNOME dash string of numbers. And when you input, let me input one, generate one. Give me a second. I will go back to me because I don't want to show how things work. Give me a second. I need to generate one. Oh, not you. Here. Okay. So I want to generate one and hit access. Okay. I generated one. Now I need to close terminal. As you can see, we now have access to the full one. Don't worry. I'm not doxing myself sharing the full URL of the full version, because even if you go to this URL, it's gonna show the enter access code page. So I made sure of that. I'm not doxing myself. So even if you go to iso.zerolinux.xyz/KDE Plasma or GNOME, it's going to prompt you for the access code. So I took my precautions and everything is protected. But all that was a result of Xeno telling me about the download counter. It's like Inception or something. He implanted an idea in my head and I did all this from that tiny idea. So, what do you think? What do you guys think of all this? Let me go back to me. What do you guys think of all that? Oh, thank you, Xeno, for mentioning this. Thank you for mentioning this. Yes, for people who donated prior to this change, I urge you to message me on Ko-Fi so I can generate a code for you. But I need you to message me on Ko-Fi with proof. I don't have access to all the emails I got for every purchase. So if you want to get your access back or updated, please contact me on Ko-Fi via message me on Ko-Fi, and I will generate a code for you. And that code is not a one-time use code, it's a forever code. It's not like you can only use it once. No, you can use it as many times as you want. But know that it's attached to your email and only you can use it. Thank you, Anatux. So, all this is because of Xeno Lance's small idea implant. I love that. Thank you, Xeno. You made me do actual work. Where otherwise I would have just watched YouTube videos and done nothing productive. So, with that, Tadas, if it's better to contact me on Ko-fi, because I can verify your email compared to the one you use to donate for XeroLinux. Yeah, Zeno. People, if you want a male muse, well, I call that male muse because he's so good at this. Contact Zeno. Harass Zeno. Harass Zeno. He's the guy for you. He's full of great ideas. He's an awesome person. He's my like best friend now. So and Tadas, this only applies to people who donated prior to this change. If you donated for XeroLinux, like in the past 24 to 48 hours, you already have access to the code. But if it was prior to yesterday or before yesterday, yeah, you have to contact me on Ko-fi so I can generate a code for you. And please, all I ask is don't share this code or your email, even though you trust that person you're sharing your email and code with, to keep XeroLinux alive. If you start sharing it around, sharing the ISO around, that will just make XeroLinux die sooner. Trade you for a healthy goat. Really? Greatest of all time. Okay, I'm the greatest of all time. Thank you. You're the greatest of all time. Well, there's no greatest, but you're the great of all time. So, yeah, that's the update. As for when the next version of XeroLinux will land, well, September, every 3 months. So I released the last one in June, July, August, September. So September will be the next version because nothing major is changing. So there's no need to release a new ISO with no changes. Although the upcoming versions will have minor cosmetic changes and a few things changed, and there is the GNOME edition will have some of Smoke's DNA in it, because recently Smoke suggested that I link the update notifier to the UPD, the great UPD update script, the XeroLinux updater script. So I did. So in the next version of XeroLinux GNOME edition, the update notifier will be linked to that. Thank you, Smoke, for the idea. Goat curry doesn't make itself. Great of all time curry. How does that work? Great of all time curry. So the best curry, the greatest curry of all time? Okay, Zeno. I like Hyderabadi curry or Hyderabadi biryani. So, yeah. Don't have a lot of concurrent viewers today. That's a shame. I only have 9, as opposed to previous streams where I had 17 or 20. But okay. About to blaspheme. Japanese golden katsu curry is the goat. Never tried it, so I can't say anything about it. Golden katsu. What's golden katsu? What's katsu mean? Golden cat? No major changes, meaning no AI integration. Is this correct? Of course, I will never include AI on XeroLinux. Never. Ever. Been loving the distro and have been using it for about 2 years now, but been looking forward to AI integration. Oh, Nate. Great Works Alliance. Yeah, that's the Okay, Nate. But AI will never be integrated in XeroLinux. If you want to integrate AI, feel free. There's an option in the toolkit that will install whatever it's called, and you can use any LLM you want. So let's see. Whoa. What does XeroLinux toolkit have? I think it's under one. LM Studio. Yeah, LM Studio. XeroLinux includes an option to install LM Studio, which is option A. I don't know why option A is at the bottom, but whatever. Option A will install LM Studio. So install it. Enjoy any LLM you want. It will allow you to install Llama, whatever, ChatGPT, QuickSeek, or whatever it's called. It will allow you to install any one of your choices. So you got the option in the toolkit. So I don't need to integrate AI into XeroLinux. I don't. Yeah. Have you seen what happens to any distro that integrates AI? More hate, more less people using them. Yeah, like I want to do that to XeroLinux. I have an option in the toolkit. So what else? What more do you want? I'm not limiting. I'm not stopping users from using AI. It's just not integrated because I don't care to integrate AI. I'm not that kind of person. I'm not an AI person. I just use AI when I'm stuck. When I start something and I'm stuck, I go to AI for myself. I don't want to force AI on anyone. The whole point of XeroLinux is offer options. Don't force options, rather offer them. Then, if they choose to integrate to use AI on XeroLinux, I'm not gonna judge anyone. But forcing AI on everyone via the distro out of the box, that will never happen. You can install AI tools yourself. Exactly, Inetox. Thank you. Why would I force anyone to use to have AI? Only to have more hate, more people spew their hate in the comments on Fostodon and then on social. Oh, look at that distro. It has more AI than it has features. I'm not gonna do that, Nate. Well, okay, you didn't encounter it. You like AI, use AI, implement AI in your own OS, but create your own OS with AI. I'm not judging people who do. I'm just, from what I see in the Linux community right now, is a lot of people hating on distros that integrate AI. From what I've seen, there's like 2-3 distros that were reviewed not recently, but less than a year ago. And all I saw in the comments was, oh, look at that distro. It's forcing AI on people, and not free AI, it's paid AI. I'm like, yeah, no, thank you. I don't want to join them. So, sorry, but the way XeroLinux will forever be is offer the option right here. You want to install AI, I'm not going to judge you if you do. It's right here. I'm just not going to integrate it. It's right here. And LM Studio is so big, it doesn't give you any limitations. It's free, open source. Free as in free beer. Open source. And it has all the AI agents your heart desires. You can generate images, videos. You can create code. You can do whatever you want using this this application. Why would I want to integrate it and force it on the user? Okay. So thank you, Nate, for asking that question. It's a valid question. And I answered it. So I am not anti-AI. I use AI myself, but I don't like to force anything on the distro out of the box. A lot of distros, I'm not saying every distro, no need to generalize, but a lot of distros, when they force things, people complain about that. I'm not saying, like, for example, CachyOS. CachyOS doesn't force anything. CachyOS is a great distro. But there were a few distros in the past that forced many things other than AI on users, and all I saw was complaints, 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 complaints. But when you give a distro that has nothing out of the box, that offers the options, making everything optional, users tend to like that more. So because of that, that's why I made XeroLinux the way it is. I don't offer a lot of features. Maybe in the future I will. I don't know. Only time will tell. But it does not force anything on the user. Users tend to love that. They love the look of XeroLinux. That's the first thing. The best comment, the most common comment I get is XeroLinux is the best looking distro out of the box. But people forget that XeroLinux is not only about looks. It's not a way to distribute a commercial way of distributing just my rice. XeroLinux includes a lot of optimizations behind the scenes. It offers a lot of consistency that not many distros do. It includes a lot of tweaking under the hood for KDE and GNOME. So it's not all about the looks on XeroLinux. Oops, I forgot that I'm sharing this. Sorry, I'm sharing my my YouTube. But you get the idea. Back to me. So yeah, thank you for the question, Nate. That was a valid question. I'm sorry I came across a little bit angry, but you got to understand. I'm very particular about including a lot of stuff like that out of the box. I like to leave the choice up to the user. That way they can choose what they want on their system and how their system acts and behaves. Does anyone agree? Does anyone here agree or disagree? So I have no one in the chat right now. Yeah, user choice. Well, user choice is exactly the foundation of Linux. Yeah. User choice, that's what XeroLinux is all about. It's about the foundation of Linux. Forcing features, forcing applications, packages out of the box, not the way things should be. Users should have the choice. Do they want AI? Okay, they will install AI. Offer them the option to install AI. What I am against, however, is distros offering nothing as a choice, leaving the user trying to figure things out. Like XeroLinux doesn't come with nothing without offering a way to do things. I do offer multiple ways of doing things. I do offer flatpaks. Like flatpaks are enabled by default, but users are not forced to install flatpaks. The only things I offer as flatpaks are the things that need to be offered as flatpaks, like OBS Studio, like bottles, and so on. Those are not supported if you install them any other way. But user has choice. So if they don't want the flatpak they disagree with the developers of OBS Studio and they want to go ahead and install the native package, they're free to do so. I don't stop them, and I will never judge them for doing it. User has the choice with Linux. Linux is about choice. Correct. In a tux. Open source is about choice. Yes, options is good. See? Thank you guys for agreeing with me. This is the whole... this is the roots of XeroLinux. Offer the user choice. It's the Linux way of things. Choice. Who am I to force things on the user? Who am I? I am not the type of person or elitist type of person who will force ideologies and ways of doing things on Linux. No, I'm not an elitist. If I am an elitist, please stop me. Let me know when I act like an elitist. But I am not. I try not to be. I love KDE. That doesn't mean that everybody should use KDE. All I say about KDE in defense of KDE is just give it some chance. Give it a chance. It will grow on you. And there's a reason why KDE has been adopted by a lot of commercial projects, like Valve, like many other commercial projects. KDE is a very strong desktop environment. GNOME is the second best. There's no other DE that has the level of how should I say, power like KDE and GNOME. When it comes to window managers, nothing more powerful than i3, and when it comes to X11, DWM, BSPWM, and when it comes to Wayland, there's nothing more powerful than Hyperland. But when it comes to DEs, maybe Cosmic will be a good contender, third contender. Who knows? Time will only tell. Yes. Yes, Zeno. There is a Cosmic edition of XeroLinux. How can I show it to you? Do I have a screenshot someplace? I cannot show it to you right now, but there is an ISO. I do have an ISO. But it's not ready yet, because the Cosmic Greeter has a lot of work still to be done to it. It's still broken as heck. And when you want to stream, if you're a content creator and want to stream from Cosmic, it still has a lot of issues where the whole thing will jitter like crazy and the codecs will not work. There's a lot of work still ahead of Cosmic. So maybe next year, hopefully. Tadas, don't say sorry. Why do you feel like saying sorry, my friend? Does the Linux community make you feel like you have to say sorry? Apologize for using what you like and prefer and what works for you? Did the Linux community do that to you? If the Linux community did that to you, then whatever that community is, get out of it. It's a toxic community. Hey, Bojan. Welcome to the stream. Never apologize for choosing whatever you chose, and do not ever apologize for preferring one DE over another or one distro over another. Never feel like you have to apologize. Never. If you feel like you have to apologize, and that means whatever community you belong to, or server, Discord server you belong to, is a toxic one. Leave it at once. Yes, Zeno, you noticed very well. Both option is no longer there because nobody was getting it. It had, what, 2 sales? People want to get both, they just grab both. Yeah. Both was not getting any support. So I was like, you want to buy both, buy both. Separately. Yeah, I know, Zeno, you were one of those, but you and 2 other people. Why keep it around? Thank you, by the way. But again, I say, onto you, my dear and beloved Linux users. If whatever community you belong to makes you feel you need to apologize for your choice, then leave it at once. It's too toxic. If they make you feel that way, leave it at once. You shouldn't be there. What about your needs? Well, brother, the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. Oops. Live long and prosper. The needs of the many outweigh the needs of the one. So, please, I urge you. Hi, Zanombi. Welcome back. You were here earlier, but I hadn't started the stream, so welcome back. So, yeah. I strongly and wholeheartedly believe that if the Linux community you belong to makes you feel you need to apologize for your choice, it ain't a good community. Get out of there at once. Thank you, Zeno. You're a man of culture. So, yeah. Oh, shenanigans. I forgot to set the goal. Oh, shenanigans. Shenanigans. 1 hour. Uh-oh, I forgot to set the goal. I was so wanting to come to this live stream, so excited for this live stream, I forget to set the goal. The goal is set as usual at $5, $10 plus super chats, but I prefer if you donate directly to my Ko-Fi or my fundraiser. But whatever makes you feel happy. Whatever makes you happy. Sorry, I'm mentioning it again, although I said I'm not going to mention it, but I forgot to set the goal. That's why I'm mentioning it again. So, yeah, we still have 1 hour left, and the goal is set as 5. $10 plus super chat. If you can reach that goal, guys, you can ask me whatever you want, and I'll try to do it. If I reach the goal of 5, 10 plus super chats, request any video, and I'll do my best to create it. Yeah, I agree with the sentiment. Was over on Reddit because my life is a wreck. Reading the Linux subs, and man, some folks need to meet another human and get smacked in the mouth. Well, yeah. Well, I can't use Reddit in Lebanon. Good riddance for that. Thank the Lord for that, because oh my God, Reddit can be toxic. More toxic than the Discord community. Hey, Ben. Welcome back, I guess. Yeah, Reddit is so toxic. It's a trash bin of toxicity. So good thing we cannot access it in Lebanon. It's insta-ban. I have to access it via VPN, and I'm not about to turn on my VPN just to browse a website that's toxic. Due to the circumstances, right after I originally bought Xero last year, I had to step away from learning, but now I'm back, and I love your distro, really inspiring me to keep learning Linux. Thank you, Ben. Thank you, Benj. Benj. Binge? Binge. Okay, binge. Because we got Benji already. Yeah, you don't use it. We have no choice but not to use it because it's blocked here. It is the worst, but it's entertaining to watch every thread suggest Mint to new users. I have nothing against Mint. I'm not Matt's creative. Don't confuse me for that guy. Although he's a good person, I He's a good person at heart, but he's got weird ways at. He has people problems. He's an introvert, so I'm not judging him. God bless Matt's creator, but I'm just saying I'm not him to trash talk Mint. I have nothing against Mint. It does things the best way they know how to do. And there's a reason for people recommending it for new users. If those new you have to recommend a distro for the right crowd. Don't go recommending, for example, a distro to the wrong crowd. Like if a person is new to Linux, don't recommend Arch. I would stay away from Arch. I'm not saying that Arch is not user-friendly. It can be, but it will take a few custom distros to get there. But Mint, if those users, for example, all they do is watch YouTube and go to Facebook and browse the internet and read the news, then Linux Mint is perfect for those people. It's perfection for those people. But you cannot go recommend Linux Mint to a new user who's going to do gaming and tinkering down the line. Because Linux Mint is not made for tinkerers. That's the wrong crowd to recommend Mint to. Like, if you go Mint, you recommend Mint to a person who has an NVIDIA card, who needs the latest and greatest NVIDIA drivers. Oh my God, get ready for the technical support that you will have to provide. God, that is going to be a hellhole. It's going to be a nightmare for you, not for the user, for you. I would still say rolling release distributions are better for gaming. Yes, they are. They can be. Sorry, not they are. I cannot generalize. They can be, if they are recommended to the right person. In a tux. Binge Arch is a tad more user-friendly to a noob like me than Nix was. Don't get me started on Nix. I'm using Nix not on a daily basis, but I'm using it as much as I can when I want to, because it's installed on an external drive. I just plug it in and boot into it. And so far, it's been good. Not great, good. But in my opinion, I'm going to be making a dedicated video for Wednesday. But not Wednesday, but if I don't put it out on Wednesday, it depends on the situation. But if I don't put it out on Wednesday, maybe on Thursday. But what I'm saying is, NixOS, it makes me feel like I'm trying to scratch my left ear with my right toe. It's not for everyone. It's for those tinkerers of us out there. But I'll let you know more in that dedicated video. All I'm going to say is it makes me feel like I'm doing things backwards. Like a simple thing, like installing a package, is not as straightforward as typing sudo pacman-s and the name of the package. Or in the case of XeroLinux, install space package name. On NixOS, it's like you have to add the package. You have to look for the package on the NixOS package page, because the naming is completely different than on regular distros. You copy that package name. You have to add it to a config file. You have to do the Nix switch thing. Oh my God. Oh my God. It's good for duplication. If you want to duplicate the same system. The same system on another machine, yeah, it's great. That's the only advantage of it, basically, for me. The way I see it, that's the only advantage. Otherwise, it's like scratching, I keep saying itching, scratching your left ear with your right toe, or your right ear with your left toe. You get what I mean. Cross. My biggest issue, you love Debian too. Debian, I can stand behind if you use the unstable one or SID. If you use the regular one, it's also good for people who just browse the web, do Facebook stuff, and read the news. But if you're a tinkerer, I call Debian the arch of the Debian world. Oh, thank you, Anitux. One down, 4 to go. Are you gonna be courageous enough today to get me to my goal today? Let's see. I have only reached the goal once, and it was thanks to, back then, to Zeno, who did all 5 of them, or maybe 4 out of 5 of them. So let's see if I'm gonna reach the goal today. That's the challenge. Anyway, so NixOS is not for everyone. If people say, hey, NixOS is the best distro for everyone and every noob, get out of there. Don't talk to that person. Don't even bother replying to that person. And I know D-Dubs will fire a bazooka at my head for saying this, but I'll welcome a bazooka any day rather than using NixOS on a daily basis. Cinnamon looks a bit crusty in terms of UI. Yeah, Cinnamon does. Oh, Zeno. Thank you for the super chat. Since no one doing it, I'll just start. Okay, thank you, Enetux. Zeno, you keep blaming me for these things. I don't remember any of this. So I'm talking about Zeno from a different multiverse. There you go. Yeah. So NixOS is kind of meant for the more knowledgeable people out there. So yeah. Boyan, Boyan. Is that the way they pronounce your name? Boyan or Bojan? I get confused. Although I've been to the Balkans, so Serbia specifically. Boyan. It's the Y. Boyan. Okay. Zero hyperland. There is a zero hyperland config. That's all that will exist for hyperland. I will not be creating hyperland spin. I don't use that window managers, and I am not against. Should not use that word. Window managers are not for me. They break my workflow. Sorry. But there is a config that Array helped me create. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Zanombi. Third one. Oh, 2 to go. Anyway, so Zero Hyperland, there is a config. You can find it on the wiki. It's right there, and how to install it. The guide on how to install it. It's pretty simple. It's just to get you, the idea behind it is just to get you started on Hyperland instead of starting with nothing. You at least start with something with the config. It's a very nice looking something, but it needs a little bit of work from your end to make it usable. Put your home.config on USB stick and you can likewise replicate. Well, yes and no, Clara. Yes and no. Although you can do that, what NixOS is trying to do is packages, configs, everything with it. Not only the .config folder, because NixOS does things differently. So you can replicate bit for bit the whole system, the entire system. But yeah, you can do it on Arch or any other Linux distro, but it's more involved on other distros, whereas it's more simplified on NixOS, but that's the only benefit. NixOS, yeah, okay, not normal users, or roll your own ISO and put in Skell. Yes, correct, Clara. Skell is magical. That's how I created the config for XeroLinux, the whole config. It's in a package called Zero Config, desktop config. That's where everything is basically. So 5, 5, 6. Ooh, I said it wrong. Okay. What else? I'm gonna build a Zero Neri. Xenolens. Zero, zero Neri, really? Zero Neri? Oh my god. Yesterday, I watched Air Max's live stream. He was struggling with Neri. PikaOS, specifically. PikaOS is a great distro. It's an amazing distro. Debian-based distro. It's basically Nobara Debian version. Basically, they ported all the Nobara stuff to Debian because Nobara is Fedora-based. But he was trying PikaOS Neri version. He encountered so many issues, and I don't like the way Neri scrolls. It makes me feel like I'm scrolling a web page. Scroll left and right, up and down. Oh my god, no, 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 thank you. It's a nightmare for me. Soon as I break down and learn Bash scripting. Well, yeah, Bash scripting is amazing. I love it. If you go and see on the wiki, I have so many Bash scripts free of charge, of course. But I will never charge for Bash scripts. Why would I? But it's Bash scripting is my favorite pastime. What I do when I am bored is basically create various Bash scripts. It's so much fun. Of course, vibe coded. I'm not a developer. I'm not a coder, but I'm slowly learning. I'm not like those kind of people that learn nothing from vibe coding. I'm trying as best as I can to learn as much as I can from vibe coding. But I do write scripts on my pastime and I do share the useful ones. There's a lot of them. Like there's over like 20 or 30 scripts that I'm not sharing with anyone because they only they do things just for me. Yeah, I tried Nix for 2 weeks. Keyboard went flying. Yeah, that's basically what's happening with me. But I'm sticking to the challenge for 1 year. I'm going to keep it on that NVMe for 1 year. Now, I'm not going to be using it all that time, but I'm going to be using it as much as I can and try to learn as much as I can from it. Not for my benefit, because I'm not going to be using it, but I'm when I'm bored, I'll use it. Right after I finished getting my MS AZ 305 and take all the threat locker courses. I don't know what threat locker courses are, but okay. I rather will use Arch with fish shell and it will do the package searching for me. No need to look up a website. Yeah, correct. Correct, Clara. Zero XFCE needs to come back first before Neri. Tony! Tony! Good to see you. Good to see you. XFCE. Yeah, XFCE will never come back. I'm done with XFCE. Too much to do just to make it look good. It's too tiresome. My only issue with how Neri works is X-Wayland satellite. It's not ideal. I don't know what that is. I know nothing about Neri except that it's a web page as a desktop environment or window manager. It's a web window manager. Zero XFCE, I'd replace my Manjaro XFCE mail server with it. Yeah, you'll be waiting a long time. You'll be waiting a long time. XFCE mixture of GTK2, 3, 4 theming is hell. Yes, agreed, Clara. Thank you. Thank you, Clara. Thank you. I'm sorry, I'm not doing anything interesting on that live stream, like gaming or anything. It's just nerding out with you guys, a discussion with you guys. I don't game much, and I have so much on my brain right now to be able to game, to concentrate on a game. I'm just here to exchange with you, to do a nice exchange with you guys. I don't know if you like those types of streams, but I like to sit down with good friends, with the best part of the Linux community, which I am humbled to be part of. I'm not saying the entire Linux community is toxic. I'm just saying that there are a lot of toxic people in the Linux community. I love you guys. I appreciate you for coming to my stream. God bless you for dropping by to a rando's live stream and sitting down and listening to me ramble. But I just like after the past couple of days where I've been grinding to get those to be able to protect the URLs on XeroLinux instead of sharing open links and adding a download counter while making it look good and everything. I needed to sit back and Tony, I don't hate XFCE. Don't get me wrong. It's just too difficult to work with. It's like to do simple things. Like I want to make the bar look good. I have to spend hours upon hours just to make it look good. And maintaining that is a nightmare because they choose not to move to GTK4 or GTK3 for that matter. Well, no, they did move to GTK3. I'm so stupid. They moved to GTK3, but they refused to move to more modern stuff. It's so dated and still uses X11 with Wayland almost coming in the next 10 years. I'm not hating on it. I'm one man doing all this work. I cannot do XFCE, Cosmic, GNOME, KDE, and what have you in the future. No. XeroLinux will only have 3 editions. KDE, GNOME, Cosmic. That's it. That's all I can do. This is all I can do as a single one-man show. Zero Trust EAM solution that integrates everything and allows automatic elevation of apps and app blocking. Security thing. Okay. I am going to cry. Okay. I use same for me, Tony. The Neary hate is hurting my fifis. Okay. I don't hate on anything. I just don't get me wrong. I just cannot use these things. And if I cannot use these things, how am I supposed to provide support for them? Because people expect support from a distro that offers A, B, C, D, E, F. If I offer Neary or XFCE and do not provide support, what's the point? Go to a distro that provides support for these desktop environments. I will never hate on anything. They're just not for me. I can use GNOME. I can use KDE. That's why I offer them. I can even use Cosmic because it's a desktop environment, a very simple desktop environment that doesn't do anything the hard way. But XFCE, Neary, and Hyperland and all that stuff I will never use. So how am I supposed to provide support? Would you use a distro where the maintainer tells you I don't know 100% of the time? No. You would prefer to go to a distro that can provide, whose maintainer can provide support. I use XFCE on my workstation at work just because I use it with XRDP. Yeah, XRDP is a discussion on its own. It has a place for slower hardware. Yes, it does. I don't disagree with that at all. Latest XFCE is GTK3. No, not GTK4. Not GTK4. GTK3. They will get it there. I know they will get it there, but I don't use XFCE. It's not for me, so there you go. I was about to say the same. One person can only do so much. Exactly. When I have a bigger community helping me maintain XeroLinux, then of course. If Tony, I'm going to throw this in your field. If you are willing to help me create XeroLinux and you maintain the XeroLinux version, then by all means, XeroLinux XFCE will come back. But if I have to do the bulk of the work, sorry, it's not going to happen. So a lot of people know how to talk the talk, but forget to walk the walk. They come to me requesting Hyperland, XFCE, Cinnamon, and what have you, thinking that I have all the time in the world and XeroLinux is made out of 100 different developers. No, it's just me. I'm alone. One-man show. There's only so much I can do. I keep hitting the mic. I'm sorry, guys. Sorry. Cannot be done unless the community, the XeroLinux team grows. Maintainer team grows. So, Tony, if you're willing, hit me up and we'll work on something. Latest, okay. Neri just needs more time. Yeah, Neri, doesn't matter how time passes, I'm just not going to use it. This one, window managers in all their shapes and forms, I will never use. I don't use tiling on KDE. I don't use tiling on Cosmic. I will never use tiling. It's not my cup of tea. I like to tile my windows manually by dragging and dropping in the area I want. Call me old-fashioned, but that's who I am. And I like to use my mouse. 99.999% of the time, my keyboard 0.0000001% of the time. Just to type on my blog. That's all I like to use my keyboard for. And to chat. Okay. Yeah. To test the XFCE Wayland, I had to install LabWC Compositor, which is OpenBox like in Wayland. Yeah. They don't even have a compositor. XFCE don't even have a Wayland compositor yet, so they rely on others. Okay, Tony. So what you're telling me is when Wayland is finalized on XFCE, you're willing to work on an XFCE version of XeroLinux? Then okay, we might make it happen. But just know that you'll be the only person responsible. You will be the only person responsible for that spin. If you're willing to maintain it, the entire duration of its lifespan, then welcome to the team. I'll welcome you to the team with open arms. I am going to throw this. I'm going to announce this right now before we end the stream. We still have like 20 minutes. I'm going to announce this. If you watch the stream till this part, I don't think a lot of people will watch the stream until this part, but in case you did, I'm going to announce this right now before I forget. XeroLinux is willing and open to anyone who wants to join the team. So if you do want to join the team and contribute, you are more than welcome. The doors are open. Just hit me up on Discord, DM me or whatever, add me as a friend, and we'll talk about it. I am not refusing anyone. People think that I am a one-man show by choice. No, I'm not a one-man show by choice. I am a one-man show because nobody's willing and nobody has offered to contribute or contributions. So if you are willing to work on something and want to join the team, you are more than welcome. My arms are open. My door is open, always and forever. Just let me know on Discord. I love XFCE, Steve. Yeah, Benji, I know. Your life revolves around, and your distro revolves around XFCE. You know XFCE better than I do. Yeah, help desk, that's not what I'm asking for. Contributions, that's the hardest part. I would rather you concentrate on your own project, my friend, because I know you very well. I'm not going to say things that are not appropriate here, but I'm just going to say I know you very well, and I appreciate this the offer, but I want your distro to succeed. So concentrate on that and grow it, then we'll talk. The issue right now with XFCE is you have to configure it. And okay, yeah, exactly. There you go, Tony, so you understand. But once it gets better, you and I will. I'm ready. I will welcome you in, and we'll work on something. Zeno, yes, you excel at that. I love you for that, because what you contribute a lot of is humor, and God bless you for that. You put a smile on my face at the hardest times, when I'm at my lowest. You put a smile on my face. You always manage to. You got a sense of humor that is weird, but it's weird in a good way. So thank you for that. I will forever thank you for that. XFCE with Wayland isn't even coming to mind, as it's just not ready. Yeah, of course. When it's gonna take years for Wayland to land on XFCE. Not 10, 20 years, but like at least 2 or 3, maybe 4 even. At the pace they work at, yeah, even 5 years. So we got time. As for Cosmic, it's coming next year. So XeroLinux is ready. XeroLinux as it is ready for Cosmic. So as soon as they announce the stable release, I will push out the first Cosmic edition of XeroLinux. And of course, I forgot to mention, if you want to be part of the beta testers on the XeroLinux server, please let me know. I'll add you to the role. So I created forums for discussing the various editions of XeroLinux. Benji, you are already a beta tester on my server, so you don't need to ask. But if anybody else who joined my server wants to become a beta tester for new versions of XeroLinux, or have any suggestions for future releases of XeroLinux, feel free to contact me on Discord, and I will add you to that role. Oh, about 10 to land on Debian. Yes, of course. Yeah. Debian is still at KDE 6.3.6. Even if you go to SID, I think you're stuck at 6.3.6. I recently tried it. I'm not sure if they pushed the 6.4.3, but last time I tried Debian 13 Trixie, still 6.3.6. I even enabled the unstable bleeding edge repos, still 6.3.6. Yeah, last time I checked, they were starting to work on XFWM. Yeah, XFWM is still marked as work in progress. It's in yellow on the XFCE website. So it doesn't exist yet. Yeah, 6.3.6. Trixie is 6.3.6. Whenever I say 6, it feels like I'm saying sex. Why do I feel I'm saying sex when I'm saying 6? Is that weird? Am I the only one who hears myself saying sex? Is it me? Oh, you do too, Benji. Okay, so I'm not the only one. Whenever I say 6, I hear myself saying sex. For whatever reason. No, you didn't miss anything. It was still revolving around XFCE in Etux. All right, we're still missing 2 super chats before we reach the goal. Come on, guys. We still have 20 minutes. So at work, we talk about distribution points all the time, and everyone shortens it to DP. My brain cannot handle that. Well, DP, DisplayPort. Yeah, there's that, DisplayPort. DisplayPort. And we were in Etux, and I was saying that every time I say 6, I hear myself saying sex, for whatever reason. It's my brain working differently. But apparently Benji hears that too. Maybe it's my pronunciation. I don't know. But yeah. By the way, guys, what else do you want me to show you? You want me to show you how I work on XeroLinux? All right. Basically, what I do to work on XeroLinux, the way I work on XeroLinux. Okay. So let me prepare the scene. Left screen, right screen, left screen, disable. Okay, escape that. Escape that. Okay. Give me a second, guys. I'm just trying to fix something. Why is it that way? Right screeny. Select monitor. This one. Okay. Why is it not full screen? I don't know what happened to my scene. I'm trying to fix it. Okay. Let me make that smaller. All right. I want to show you now how I work on XeroLinux. Now I cannot see chat, so I'll have to go to YouTube. If he pulls up Claude or GPT, I'd freaking die of laughter. That'd be the best joke, man. No, I will not pull that. Okay, so zero wipe. Okay, you're on the desktop. You're on my work desktop, my work monitor. Okay, so basically work. This is my project folder. Let me see. Okay, that's my desktop folder. All right. So the way I do work is this is my my project folder. As you can see, I have calamares, configs, rices, scripts, tools. In tools, this is where I work on the various tools like the toolkit. I just pushed an update earlier today. So, and my scripts are over here. So most of the time I spend it here. Like today, what did I do? What did I do today? I worked on packages. So basically, I open Kate, and this is my code. Nothing productive going on. Yeah. Same here. So that's my script for packages. So basically, I'm not going to explain everything or else we'll stay here for hours. I added a blocker at the top that checks if you're running this script with the toolkit or outside the toolkit. Because there are some people who are knowledgeable enough who will find the scripts and try to run them outside the toolkit. So this one, if you run it without the toolkit, like right click, what I love about KDE is it's got actions, run in console. You don't have to open console here and then run the script. That's another Dolphin feature that I love. Run in console, well, you will end up with something like this. Error, this script must be run through the toolkit or use this command instead, clear end 0 CLI. So that way, what it tells you is, oh, oops, you're running it outside the toolkit. No, you have to run it through it. So basically, that's what it means. So this is the blocker, and this is where I indicate where the scripts are. This is my variable, and so on and so forth. So this is where I spend most of my time, either in this script or the gaming script or drivers. Basically, they all have the same blocker at the top. But this is as far as the toolkit goes. Otherwise, I go work on, like recently, I did this. I created my own package, my own mkinitcpio firmware package, because I want to be able to control which firmware packages get installed on XeroLinux. If I show you the package build, it's very simple. It's called mkinitcpio, and it depends. When you add those to depends, basically I'm adding those packages as a dependency. So this is nothing. This package is just an empty, it will create an empty package. Basically, this pkg build will create an empty package with just a dependency. So what this tells the package to do is, if user installs that package, that means they want to install all these files. And if you notice, I don't have AMD firmware, I don't have NVIDIA firmware, I don't have any of those. I left those outside the meta package so I can choose when and if I want to include them on the distro out of the box. That's what the way I do things on XeroLinux is. I include those firmwares, basic firmwares, and then when you select to install AMD drivers or NVIDIA drivers or Intel drivers, only then will it install the AMD, Intel, or NVIDIA firmwares. Otherwise, they're not included out of the box. I don't add a lot of comments because I created the packages, so I know where everything is, Clara. Good question, and that's the answer. I created my own grub hooks package. So basically, it's got hooks for everything. So it's got a hook for grub install, hook for grub kernel. So when you update the kernel, it's going to update grub. When you install or other thing. Oh, thank you, Unitox. Thanks again for the 587 euros or dollars. We're one away. We still have one left. Anyway, and I created my own reboot checkers. I got the idea. I'm not gonna take full credit for the idea. I took the idea from CachyOS. CachyOS, whenever a reboot is required, it has a notification at the bottom right corner. But since the panel is up in the right corner for me, is up top instead of at the bottom, it will show the notification up top in the right. For those who use XeroLinux, they might have noticed that. So that was created by me, but the idea I credit the idea to CachyOS. I don't steal ideas. I credit people who created it. I never steal them. Documentation is key, man. I know documentation is key, but I remember. I don't have a memory of I don't know what animal forgets quickly, but I have a memory of an elephant. So don't worry about that. I've been doing it for 5 years. So those are the tools that I work on. As far as scripts, those are various scripts that I created for myself. Those are not for anyone. Rices, those are my rices. XeroOrcus only exists because Smoke loves that theme, so I created a rice. So basically what I did was I forked XeroLayen. I just replaced Layen with Orcus. That's all I did. It's the same exact thing, except it's using Orcus. Past 100 lines, I always do comments and link to it with index file. Technical debt. Well, you work for Microsoft, Zeno. Of course you. I know. This is zero grubs. Basically, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different grub themes that I created in the past, in the early days of Xero. So to install them, you can do so from the toolkit. I don't update that. It's done. HyperXero. This is the HyperXero config. So you will find that on the wiki on how to install it. But this is my hyperconfig. It's over here. Rofi, SwayNC, Waybar, wlogout. So I work on those scripts, and I work on Calamares. Of course, I got Calamares, the main app. So basically, XeroLinux, all editions use the same app, but a config for each version. There's a config for the main edition, which is KDE, Calamares Cosmic, Calamares GNOME, and KDE NV. Forget that. That was created for someone else. What else? And that's the main build of XeroLinux. As you can see, there's KDE NV. This is a project that was supposed to come to fruition, but I decided to leave it as a custom build for someone that needed it. Because what it is basically the KDE version with NVIDIA open drivers out of the box. You know, the NVIDIA Open DKMS out of the box. But this is not for anyone. This is just for that person. So basically, here are the profiles. Xero Cosmic, Xero G, which is GNOME, and Xero KDE. This is my build environment. So, yeah. Okay, what does the Calamares config look like? Okay, good question, Inetux. I'm going to give you a glimpse. So everything lives in etc Calamares modules. So Calamares uses modules. So configuration files, .conf files. So for example, for the bootloader. So basically, it just uses quiet, and it allows me to add various flags out of the box for grub. So I add quiet and no watchdog to grub out of the box. That's for the live environment. That's not for the final system. I configure fstab over here. It just contains mount options, and this one is disabled. I disabled the checkbox because for whatever reason in Calamares Lux encryption does not work. It encrypts the boot but not the root, or vice versa. I don't remember, but it's an issue, ongoing issue in Calamares. What else can I show you that I modified? Partition, did I modify? No, it's basically here's where I indicate to Calamares what file systems to enable and disable. I have disabled BTRFS recently because of all the issues, kernel issues that are happening. So instead of offering it out so users can use it and then suffer problems that I do not know how to fix, I decided to hide it for the time being. When it's fixed, I'll put it back. All I have to do is add ButterFS here. What else? Packages. So basically in this package, in this configuration file, I tell it what packages to remove. There's an option where I tell it what packages to install, but I don't install anything. I don't have a net install on XeroLinux, so I just tell it what packages to remove. So after installation, you will not have Calamares or the config. You won't have Qt6 examples because that's a very large file we don't need. Qt6 doc we don't need, also large file. And those are Calamares related. And I remove memtest because for whatever reason, it causes the system not to be able to boot. So what else? Remove user. I just tell it to remove the live user. What else? Oh, in shell process before, I tell it what scripts to run before exiting the chroot, and what it does after exiting chroot. So I tell it to run various scripts like virtual machine check. It checks if you are on a virtual machine, which virtual machine you are on. So I wrote those scripts. Credit to XeroLinux, of course. I got the idea from XeroLinux. So basically, it checks if you are on a virtual machine, which one you're on, and so out of the box, I include all the virtual machine drivers except VMware because they don't exist anymore. But basically, if you are on VirtualBox or KVM or Virt Manager, so if you are on Virt Manager, it will remove the VirtualBox stuff. And vice versa. If you're on VirtualBox, it will remove the QEMU stuff. You get the idea. And if you're not on a virtual machine, it will remove both of them. All cores, it will enable all core building. XeroLinux final is just the final script. Skell, it will copy basically all the contents of Skell to your user home directory. Services, it's a script I wrote that enables Pacman key services and stuff. DM check is display manager check. If you're on SDDM, it will enable SDDM. It will do things. If you are on Light DM, it will do other things. Ucode is basically it will check which CPU you are on. If you're on AMD, it will remove the Intel one. If you are on Intel, it will remove the AMD one. Oh boy. Thank you, Unitux. You got me to the goal. Okay. People ask whatever you want. Video, I'll try my best to create for you. I'm open for ideas. GP detect, it will detect what GPU you're on. It will remove the unnecessary firmware. Like if you're on AMD, it will remove Intel and NVIDIA firmwares. And if you're on NVIDIA, you get the idea. I'm not going to repeat myself. FS-progs is basically if you are on XFS, it will remove the BTRFS progs. If you are on BTRFS, it will remove the XFS progs. Nouveau is something else. So basically, you get the idea of the whole thing. Technical debt starts at poor comment discipline. Yeah, okay, but so far I'm not struggling. What you encryption option? I just said that, Tedas. I don't include the encryption option because for whatever reason it's broken in Calamares, and I am not a developer to know. I'm not the creator of Calamares to figure things out, but it has been broken for a long time. If I enable it, it will only encrypt boot, not root, or root, not boot. I don't remember which one is the right one, but it doesn't work, basically. It's not complete. And we are at Lux 2 now, with Lux 1 being old, so Calamares still doesn't use Lux 2. So until they fix all these issues, I'm not going to bother with it. You want to use encryption, better install Arch from the Arch ISO. Sorry, I don't know how to fix it. So yeah. Looks like YAML for the config variables. Yes, it is YAML. Actually, it is written in YAML. The config files are written in YAML. So I want to config for each stage instead of dumping all into a single file. Yeah, everything is in a separate file. It's better that way. I don't like to put everything in a single file. Thanks for sharing. Yeah, no problem. Initux. I'm not hiding anything. So what else can I show you? There's the branding, of course. It's basically the branding. What else can I show you? Users queue is nothing. Umount is mount unmount. Mount is for mount. initcpio, it tells it kernel all. It builds the initcpio for all. Finish queue is a finished window. That's it. It's a very basic config. So yeah, this is the Calamares config. The reason I had to create a separate config for each one is because each desktop environment functions differently. That's it. And because on the one for KDE enables SDDM, the one for Cosmic enables Light DM, and the one for GNOME enables GDM. That's mainly the main reason why I have 3 separate configurations. And because in the packages file, I have to tell it to remove the Calamares KDE config. And this one, I have to tell it to remove the Cosmic config, and this one, the GNOME config. That's why there's a separate config for each one. And the branding, of course. Each version has its own branding. Next live stream, you should do something like showing the live demo of how you theme grub and show the results. Yeah, I can show the results in a VM. I was going to say, how am I going to show the results? I can show it now. It's going to take 2 minutes. I'm not going to show the result, but I'm going to show you how I create a grub theme. It literally takes 2 minutes. Literally 2 minutes. You let me show you tools. No, Rices, I think. Rices. 0 grubs. Basically, this is the grub folder. This is the grub theme folder. I created a script, a custom install script, which puts them in boot grub themes. But it detects which distro you're on. I copied that script verbatim from a grub theme I found on KDE store. It's not my script. I just changed that. Changed that to the name of the grub theme that I created. So so this is the name of the folder that it will copy over to boot grub/themes. So that's the name of the folder. How you create a theme? You just create an image, basically, that says edit, C command line, enter to boot, and you add whatever you want on the top. This is the Daft Punk one. I just use whatever. I just get a grub theme that that already exists from out there. Delete those two images, the preview and the background. I keep everything else. So those are the font files. I don't bother creating font files. I just change the image, edit the theme file. So basically, in the theme.txt is where you change the color of the font, text font, and which font to use. So basically, I keep the font of the grub theme that I already got from KDE store, and I just change the coloring. So this is the active color, this is the inactive color, and the highlight color. That's it. That's how I create a grub theme. I take an existing one, delete the images that come with it, create my own, like I did with the Daft Punk one, and I took that script from one that exists on KDE store, and that's how I install it. How other distros did it to work like CachyOS? Oh, you mean the animation that appears with the blue C, Tadas? That's Plymouth. That's not Grub. That's Plymouth. And CachyOS are actually devs. I am not. I'm just a maintainer, so I do what I can when I can. Running on coffee and insanity. It makes up for it. Yeah, they're mega brained, especially Peter. Peter works for Arch now. He's a Arch, I think, Arch package maintainer, if I'm not wrong. Maybe he's something else. Correct me if I'm wrong. But he's with Arch. So, yeah. So this is how I work on XeroLinux. You guys saw everything I do. What I work on most is Calamares, my toolkit, and the actual project. So everything is in my work directory. And it's all backed up to GitHub. It's all backed up on a separate drive. It's backed up on my NAS. So I have multiple backups of this one because it's very important. It's the livelihood of XeroLinux. So this is where I got my repos. This is a local repo that nobody has access to. It's the one that houses Calamares. It's a local repo. And XeroLinux is the main repo that you guys have access to. Oh, you want to see something, guys? You want to see me update a package that I will push to my repo? Because something got released earlier. Give me a sec. Let me see which one. I received an email. Kate is my cup of tea. Don't try to force me. Nautilus admin. Okay, so I got packages from the AUR that I host on my repository. You want to see how I maintain it? How I update it? All right. So Nautilus admin, this one. So basically, this is what I got, you just git clone from AUR, the package from the AUR. So now, what I'm going to do is, I hope you guys see what I'm doing here in terminal. But basically, oh, it's behind my head. Okay, give me a sec. Don't open. Okay. So I open the terminal inside that directory. I do a CLS, okay. I do GP. For you guys, it's GPL, but for me, it's GP. What does GP stand for? It's an alias for git pull. I'm git pulling the changes. I hit enter. It will update. Error, throwing unpack working for you would be overwritten by merge. Git ignore. Okay. So, see the error I just got? So all I have to do is come on. Okay. All I have to do is so it's git ignore nv checker. Okay. I just add a dash. This is what I do. Because the files are completely different. And what else? License. They changed the license. Okay. I add a dash because deleting them will break things. So I do GP now. It should function. All right. So now I no longer need those. So I delete them. And I do, so you can see, make yeah, it happens in Firefox. Clara. Okay, so I make pkg and I use those flags. R, I don't remember what R stands for, but RS, so install dependencies, include the dependencies. F is force, in case you already built the package and you want to replace it with an updated one. And D, I don't remember. But basically, I use those flags, and it works for me. D deletes the build folder. Yeah. So I run this, and it's going to go ahead and build the package. It built the package. There you go. So now I do that. Now, as you can see, I have the package. As you can see, I have the package. What do I do with that package? I go to the repo. Okay, so it built the same version as the one I have on the repo. How come? Okay, so it happens from time to time. So if it's the same version, I do delete. I go to the pkg build. I add 3 to the pkg release. And I rebuild it. It's going to rebuild it by adding a 3 to it. Okay, build it, build it, build it. Okay. Control L. As you can see, it has a -3 at the end. So now I cut and paste into my repo. What other package do we have? We have, okay, Cosmic Extension Forecast. Okay, another one. Cosmic Extension, Cosmic Forecast. So I'm going to add a dash here because this is another thing. Okay, that's another thing I love about Dolphin. You see this green check mark and the yellow exclamation mark? What this tells me is this file is not okay with upstream. The rest are. So that tells me that there was a modification that will error out if I do a GP. So now I will do a GP again. It will grab the latest code. It just grabbed license. Why didn't it grab PKG build? Let me check that. Forecast. I go PKG build. I don't know. But, oh, is it dash git? Oh, okay. Oh, it's dash git. Oh, my bad. For dash git, I don't need to rename that file. I just do make PKG. What git files are, the git packages are, they build from source. So instead of building from binaries, they build from source. They grab the latest code from source. So whenever you run make PKG on the existing PKG build, what the PKG build says is grab the code, the latest code from git. So whenever you build it, you're always building the latest version. So I'm gonna hit make PKG with the flags, and it should build the latest one. And since it's a Rust-based app, it has to use Rust. You get the idea there, guys? Is that too technical for you? Or is it simple, my explanation? Is my explanation good? So Kate is Git aware? No, not Kate. I'm not using Kate. Where do you see me in Git? Yeah, in a tux, you might have, but you guys, the rest of you guys, is this too complex for you, or is it fine? My explanation, I mean. Now what it's doing is compiling the package. Instead of compiling and installing, because I don't have the -i flag, it's not going to install the package. It's just going to build it and put it in the folder. Ah, yeah. Yeah, it's not Kate that is aware. It's Dolphin. It's not Git. It's not Kate that knows, puts those check marks. It's just Dolphin. It has a plugin called Git that enables the check marks and the exclamation marks. It's called Git integration in Dolphin. Good luck having that on Nautilus. You won't get that on Nautilus. That's another reason I don't use GNOME on the daily. Nautilus tried to do that with with an extension called Turtle. Didn't work. They dropped it. So now it's building the package. All right, I have the package. I cut it. I paste it here. It's a different version. Okay, it appended the version to the directory, to the package name. Okay, what else do we have? I'm checking my email because I receive emails upon update. So yeah, baby. Caffeine. We have an update for the Cosmic extension Caffeine. So since it's a Git package, all I have to do is make PKG, hit enter. It's gonna build the latest. Because it's a Git package. Careful, that doesn't happen with non-Git packages. For non-Git packages, you'll have to Git pull the latest code from AUR in order to build it. But for Git packages, no need to do so because the PKG build already instructs the build process or make PKG to go grab the code from source. I don't use Yahtzee. Yahtzee is too complex for me. I watched the Linux cast use Yahtzee and other people use Yahtzee. It's, again, like scratching my right ear with my left foot. Yeah, I don't want to bother. I prefer simplicity. If you haven't noticed anything, if you haven't noticed that yet, I prefer simplicity. I don't like to do things like this, like that, and go upwards and backwards just to do simple things. Yahtzee is too complex for me. I'm an old man. I prefer things to be simple. The simpler, the better. Wow, I've been live for 2 hours and 15 minutes. I'll go on for 2 hours and 30 minutes. Why not? You guys deserve it. You guys have been good, so good to me. You deserve it. So basically, it's compiling the caffeine applet. The reason I include those on my repo because I don't know why the chaotic AUR don't. But that's basically what the chaotic AUR do. But they have it automated on GitHub, via GitHub Actions. And to explain GitHub Actions, basically they automate the build. You create a process, and you set it to when to run and how to run. I don't like to do that. I like to get my hands dirty. Basically, I like mechanics like to get their hands dirty in the engine. I like that. So this one is built. We have one last one. Nope. That's it. Now, what do I do? I use a tool to maintain my repositories. I use something called repo CTL. But I have it aliased to UX repo. What does UX repo stand for? Update Zero Repository. The other one is UB repo, Update Build Repository. But if you want to see what it stands for, all you have to do is alias UX repo. This is the command I run. Repo CTL update -P XeroLinux, because that's what my repo is called. And remove the .old files, because for whatever reason it creates old files. So that's all it does. So repo CTL is an Arch Linux tool for AUR packagers, package maintainers. So I use it. So I will do UX repo. It's gonna, what it will do is it will detect an old version of the package, delete it, and replace it with the new updated package, and update the database. So now that it's updated, all I have to do is do this. I open the Xero FTP, the FileZilla. Okay, see, Cosmic Applet Caffeine and Cosmic Applet Forecast. Don't I have it here? Oh, I don't have Forecast here. Why did I build it then? Is it here? Nautilus admin, I have to update. And Cosmic extension of the Minimon privacy indicator. So apparently I don't have it. Okay, Cosmic Applet Forecast. I guess the reason why I don't have it is because it's on the chaotic AUR now. Okay, but I'll put it on my repo anyway. So I'll delete those. I'll delete the database, the old database files. Delete those from the FTP. Select caffeine, forecast, and Nautilus admin. Okay, and then select this, and that, and I do upload. And that's it. I just moved it to the other screen so I can see what it's doing. And it's done. I just use Nautilus because it fits better with my GNOME setup and theme. Of course, if you're using GNOME, then all you have to do is all you can use is Nautilus. It fits with the GNOME ecosystem. I don't know if you noticed this, guys, but I'm gonna go back to me because it's a mess right now. But basically the what I use is whatever is shipped with the desktop environment I'm using. I don't use many GTK apps on KDE because I like to stick to the Qt ecosystem. If I were on GNOME, I will use nothing but GTK 4 apps or libadwaita apps, or GNOME apps. I use KDE apps on KDE, and I use GNOME apps on GNOME, and Rust Cosmic apps on Cosmic. I don't like to mix and match too many applications from different languages on desktop environments. Where is the repo hosted? It's the repo is hosted on my web host, funnily enough. And I don't host my websites on my web host, although it's called a web host. I just host the mirror for the ISOs, and that's it. And my repo, of course, and that's it. So it's a file storage based host. But in actuality, it's a web host. It's a cheap one, but it does the trick. But yeah, I upload them via FTP. I know I can automate this via script. I've done it before, but it's a nightmare because sometimes I cannot push because connection is not there or for whatever reason. So I like to do it manually because manually I know when the server is up or down. So we got 9 minutes left. Thank you guys for sticking the entirety of the stream, sticking with me the entirety of the stream. And thank you for all the super chats. Thank you for helping me reach the goal. And if you ever want to suggest a video for me to do, I'll do. But the next video, I'm still working on the video related to XeroLinux or Linux from the point of view of a distro maintainer. I just need to gather a lot of ideas and a lot of things to do and be organized. No, there is no demo exclamation mark. Not yet. I will put that, I will enable that for next stream. Thank you for reminding me, Zeno. I know. I will add that for next stream. I forgot this one. But, and again, if you want to be part of the XeroLinux team and want to contribute ideas and code and whatever, join me on Discord, join my server on Discord, and we'll discuss it there. And yeah, that's been a great stream. Not many of you showed up. Not that I'm complaining or anything, but yeah, it is what it is. I'm not counting on live streams on getting a lot of views anyway, because live streams are good in the moment, but after that, they're disposable. So don't you agree, guys? The kind of live streams are good in the moment, but disposable later. So yeah, thank you for everything, guys. God bless you, and I will catch you on the next one, I guess, next Saturday. I hope electricity cooperates next Saturday. And for the next video, I'm going to be talking about Nix. If you're not interested in Nix, don't bother with it. But if you're interested on my perspective on NixOS after having using it for 30 days, keep an eye out on the channel. God bless you guys, and peace out. Live long and prosper. Peace and long life.